is so hectic right now. I came back home not too long ago, like maybe half an hour ago, and I just finished eating like a couple seconds ago. Hello everybody, hello, how are we doing? Yeah, we're doing another dev stream today. Continuing on from the last dev stream that we had. Give me a second, let me just get a drink. You missed the last stream? What is a knowledge graph? Basically, what we're doing with knowledge graphs and knowledge data and graph databases, well, I guess I kind of already gave it away. But yeah, last stream, we kind of explored what is a knowledge graph, right? And what the heck we mean by using knowledge graphs for AI. And what we ended up learning was that there are different kinds of databases, or a different kind of database called a graph database, right? And this effectively stores entities as nodes inside of a graph, and then each entity is connected to each other with an edge, a directed edge, and this edge is like supposed to be the relationship, right? There's more to it in terms of like how you actually structure a graph and all of that stuff. But the main thing is that we have entities and we have relationships between entities. This is different from like a relational database where they're kind of like related by value, right? This is related by a physical connection. And so it should be a lot easier for us to use something like a knowledge graph to form lore and establish relationships between peoples and ideas and all of that stuff, which should be a lot better for smaller subsets of knowledge for our AI, right? Also, this iconic guy has been following since 2022. Yeah, this guy's a real OG right here. Yeah, what I was doing in the half hour before stream was I was actually in a call with Lux, and we were looking into setting up a knowledge database for the stream for us to start trying out inside of an MCP server. So let's actually show what that came out to be. All right, let's hope I don't accidentally leak anything here. Sorry. I literally just finished eating in the 10 seconds before I had to switch scenes. But yes, where is it? We were actually taking, last stream, at the very end of last stream, we were looking at some MCP servers that we could run with a local graph database, right? A locally served graph database. And we ended up finding Cogni, right? Cogni is kind of like this, I don't know, a bigger application that encompasses a lot of different stuff, from like Redis for caching, but they also support Neo4j as well as Kuzu for their local databases. Now, last stream when I first looked at Kuzu and Neo4j, I thought Neo4j was just a, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, I thought Neo4j was just a Cloud RAN database provider, and so I was originally going to try using Kuzu for this stream to try out a graph database and all of that kind of stuff. But after talking to Lux, it seems that Neo4j is a more popular option, and I was actually wrong from last stream, and we do have locally runnable versions of this. Also, W leaked the uni? Bro, it should be obvious what uni I go to. You guys watched the fucking tournament, no? You guys literally watched me play in the uni in-house tournament. But yeah, Today we're going to be using Neo4j instead of Kuzu, and we went ahead and actually installed some of the stuff for that already. So they have their own MCP servers that they talked about inside of their documentation here. And specifically of these hosts that they provide, we are using, they have several here, right? They have a repository of MCP servers for Neo4j related stuff, but the one that we're most concerned about is Neo4j memory because this is the knowledge graph implementation. And what else do we have here? This is the specific MCP server for the Neo4j memory, also within that same repository, right? The sub-repository, already got it out running over here. My VS Code, right? I just extracted it from the main repository in their servers. And I've already installed all the dependencies for this one. What else do we have? What else do we have? You can install it for Windows. There's a bit that you need to do for the installation process. Oh my god. There's a bit you need to do for the installation process, but it isn't too bad really, right? Of course you need OpenJDK for some reason. OpenJDK, install that, that's fine. The latest version of the development center, yeah. Where is it? Where is it? You just click that and install it, right? You can install it for, come down to self-managed community, and then install for your OS. Windows executable is fine, and then you just download, run it, and it should install it somewhere. No, it doesn't install it somewhere. It's just a zip that you have to extract, move it to somewhere, and then that's fine. And, the rest of that is like setting up environment variables. You can figure that out if you want to do that. But yeah, today we're not integrating this into Project JAISIN. We're just going to be giving this a try and seeing if we can actually get this to work, the MCP server to work with the AI today inside of a toy project, not using JAISIN. And if we can get that done today, I guess we can kind of check out and see how well it performs in terms of recall in comparison to a traditional vector database. There's the pipe. All right, what did you guys say in chat? Wait, I could have gotten Limit's name if I just looked for Uni Osu tournaments during the time he had it. I mean, I don't know how you would get my name from that because we always use in-game names for that. So you already know my in-game name, right? I think the Osu Twitch link is in the Discord somewhere, yeah. Like, 5 of you ended up pulling up to that one match. Oh my god, it was the only match that I lost as well. I can't believe it. It's still going on, by the way. Yeah. Tournament's still going on. Still in it. In semifinals now. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I already started running the server. And Limit, I probably could have found the name of the person hosting it. Maybe. But yeah, I've already started running it. Will this leak anything? No, right? This is just a Neo4j. When you extract it, this is what you get. You can move it somewhere. You come into bin. You have this batch file here, right? I just opened up a terminal, ran that batch file with console, and then it just runs it here. And then you end up getting the server. There's just so much stuff. I don't even know how we managed to get all this set up in like the half hour. But hey, Lux is clutch, I guess. Yeah, when you first get into this, you'll be asked to like set up a password and all that stuff, and there's like the default password that you have to set before you change it. Whatever, I already did that. But this is the kind of like the UI that we get. I already doxed him. We already win Haku. No. He didn't dock shit. And yeah, this is basically all we've done so far, all that me and Lux have done in that half hour before stream. So we have Neo4j running here, at least this Neo4j console. I don't know if the server is actually running just yet, but what is going on? Did my Windows break? I think my Windows is broken.
Coffee Cup Cumps is now following.
Oh. Thank you, Coffee Cups, for the follow. I can't click on anything. I can click the windows, but I can't click the... Blame JDK? Fuck, man. Okay, unless if I restart my PC, I don't think there's anything I can do to fucking... It's frozen. It's actually just frozen. Oh my god. I have to... I have to minimize and move windows around to find the one that I'm looking for. Okay. So this is the terminal. Does it say that a server has actually started? Like the graph server? Recent network aborts detected? Nah. Lines unauthorized due to authentication fail? Nah. Don't see anything here about that. IP leak? Oh no, guys. Local host. Is there actually an IP leak? Okay, there's no IP leak. Oh no, local host. I'm getting exposed. I have that issue with voice meter. Yeah, sometimes voice meters also like messes up your file system, and now like you can't click on anything down here. Oh wait, that's gonna be so... Actually no, I can navigate with shortcuts. Oh my god, I can't even... Okay. Wait, this is messed up. Can I Control Alt Delete? Wait. My system's bricked. My system's bricked. I can't... Okay, the only way I can fix this, or even like switch over to my other virtual desktop or click on anything, is to fucking restart my PC, like unplug it and plug it back in again. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. We'll get as far as we can for now. I can't even click that! Wait, when I minimized it, I can't bring them back up. Oh, it's fucked. It's fucked. Okay. Are you fucking serious? Oh, I need to restart stream. I can't Alt-Tab. Nothing works. No shortcut works. Can I even like Control-C? Control-V? Yes, I can. What the fuck is the problem here? Oh, what the fuck just happened? Did it work? Did something? We fixed it! We fixed it! Okay, all I had to do was just spam a fucking Windows button or something. Alright, we're all good now. We're all good. Okay, so the database. We can go back to old browser. What is this? Run? No, stop that. You do quick history search. Cipher. History. Here he almost caught me in his system. Alright, where's the fucking IP logs? Bro, 1Password, stop. Is this just for visualizing, or... Let's figure out how to actually start using this application to begin with. Little did he know I'm Neo4j. I should have suspected it. Okay, so start Neo4j. This is run Neo4j as a console application. or to install Neo4j as a service. Oh. I didn't install the service. I might need to do that. Because I don't see anything for connect to an instance. Connect to an instance. Are we connected? Oh, we are connected. Okay, so we do have an instance on 7687. Okay. Nodes. We have 0 nodes right now, right? No changes, no records. Relationships, we shouldn't have any either. No changes, no records. Okay, how do we add, like, stuff to this? Stop. Expand a full screen format query. Get to know the latest in query/browser. Welcome to the new browser. Browser's querying function has been modernized and integrated. Timer. Thank you. And these benefits are now available in the new browser bundle. If you use Neo4j Aura, you'll see the same capabilities as the new browser offered. With that context, read on to learn more about the following. You can use Cipher Editor, richer table visualization. Okay. Cipher. Is Cipher like their querying language? I would assume so. It seems like it. One of the biggest improvements is the new editor, which is now built from the same source as Cipher language. The Cipher language is ever evolving, and the new editor helps to stay up to date with the latest language features. Here are a few things. Okay, whatever. I just want to get started. So it seems like Cipher's their language. Okay, and so they should have open Cipher reference panel. Do they have a Cipher editor? Open Cipher panel. Save ciphers here. Cipher reference. Okay, and then we can type the Cipher request here, I'm assuming. So let's try and add a node. Let's try and add a node. How do we add a node? We have math. This is for reading. We want to write. So create. Create a node with the given label and properties. So n would specify node, and then label. Let's say we'll make a concept for friend. Let's say. And friend, or no, person. We'll do person for now. And then the value for this, name. We'll do limits for now. Does this have to be in quotation marks? I assume so. Okay. So this should be a basic one. What else do we have here? Create a node for a given label. Let's just create this one for now. Boom. Created one node with one property set. Okay, if I look here, we have one node, person. Wow, and this person's limit. Okay, this is pretty cool. Now, we should be able to make another one, but this time I saw something for immediately creating a relationship. So, create a relationship with the given relationship type and direction. Oh, this is for connecting two nodes. Right? Create NM. What is this? Create a relationship of a given type. Okay, so you can add values to it. Yeah, what the heck is this? Has some advanced looking syntax. Create Greta with those node labels and values with Greta unwind. What the heck is this? Node labels and relationship types can be referenced dynamically in expressions. Okay. Oh, unwind is probably taking all the movies? Wait. And then connecting Greta to each of those movie titles? I don't know, we'll see about that in a second. Let's create another person. So create another person. We'll call this person with name, and we'll call you Jason. Boom, we have another one. And now we can create a relationship by doing create wait, what? Create a relationship between how do I specify the specific node? Type name. Create a relationship with the given relationship type and direction. Find a variable R to it. I see this. Okay, we have two. We have Jason and we have limits. If I create the relationship, what goes on here? Creates, label person will have type create a relationship with the given relationship type. Let's say creator of, and then send this over to M person. But then how do I specify what these people are? I put it in here, name, limits, and then name Jason. Will this work? Created two nodes, created one relationship, set two properties for two labels. So this might have created two new nodes as opposed to editing the relationship between these two existing ones. But let's see. I see everything. Okay. We have one relationship, but we have four nodes now, which is not what I wanted to do. Match n, return that. I think set is the thing to add new relationships. Oh, you might be right. What can I do about these existing ones? How can I see the full graph? Like including the relations. Expand, query, save, expand to full size. Go to table. Let's search that up. Neo4j view full graph. Match optional, So I entered this command and it shows a large graph, however not complete. If I double click on the nodes, I see more edges and more nodes popping up. Oh. Yeah, okay. If I double clicked on that one showed it, but then it didn't show it by default for some reason. Oh, but now I can't move it. I searched some more and found this option, but that returned pretty much the same results. What am I missing? How large and what are the relationship? It is possible the browser's querying result is limiting and dropping the tail of the result. That shouldn't be the case because we aren't hitting the limits, right? We have massive limits that we are nowhere near hitting right now. Fair warning, increasing the limits too far may significantly decrease performance. As a check, try only returning connected paths with something like this. I mean, this is pretty much what we had before. Okay, I guess there's no real feasible way to show all the loose nodes as well as the relationships in one go, which I guess is fair. Once the graph starts getting really complex, then that will just not be possible. Okay, what about the set command? Can we set the relationship? Set properties, E property. Who is E? Match that sets N. Okay. Let's. This is the graph from before. Let's rename this one. Let's rename that one to something other than limit and other than JIS, and we'll call it Twitch chat. So match N. Oh, match. Wait. Do I do a match on that? Okay, you know what? Let's figure out match first. Match movie. Return movie title. Match person. Okay. Match N person with the name. Or no, the ID. The ID being whatever this is. And is it like this? Maybe. Or no. Maybe it's like this. And we'll return n.name. Do we get a record? No records, no matches. The provided key is not in the database. How do I get the ID then? Neo4j gets by ID. Or IDS. Oh, okay. Let's try this. I mean, before we try that, I want to see what results we get back from, say, name being JEISIN. We get 2 records, so that's an actual match. But let's get rid of that and say where ID of N is equal to U. do get something for this. It's just single equal. Okay. No records. This feature is deprecated and will be removed in future versions. ID. The ID function lets you get the ID of the node in relationship. This is different from any property called ID or ID that you create. So it doesn't really have any protection against uniqueness of data. Because I don't know how to target just one of these, and especially specifically the one that has the relationship. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to target the ID specifically for that unique entry. Our ID is greater than equal to this. This person is using element ID. Element ID is a function. Oh, okay, we got it. Element ID. Okay, so let's take this one and let's try and target it to rename it. So we'll do set n.name is equal to, we'll say Twitch chat. On this, okay, we set a property, and now I can do match n, return n limit 25. I need brackets around this, don't I? Oh no, I also spelled this wrong. There we go. Now we have Twitch chat. And that has no relationships, typical Twitch chat. And this one still has its relationship. There we go. Now let's try and establish a relationship between Twitch chat and limit here. Let's actually remove this limit here. We'll copy you. Match n person where element ID is of n is equal to this one here, and we'll remove you. How do I remove? Delete. Delete n. There we go. If I run the same command from before, we should end up with just these two, as well as Twitch chat on the side. Now let's connect these up. With set, we should be able to set the relationship, right? Set in person, set I don't see anything about setting a relationship, but I have a feeling it might be with creates. But before we actually run this create command, we have to do a match before then in order to get our two variables. So let's say match and person. This one will be limit, name limit. And we'll also get how do I do a multiple match? M person name Twitch chat. What does this return? Nothing. Juxtaposition? I have no clue what that means. Maybe I put a comma here. Okay, this works. So we can get Twitch chat or we can get me. Yep. Therefore, we can use this to create our relationship. What's this gonna be? Using this, create some type of relationship. I'll just say streamer, fuck it. And then this goes to M. And this should work, right? No? Alright, because I probably need to surround these in brackets. I'll play this. This query builds a Cartesian product between disconnected patterns. Okay. Streamer, okay, we got it all. There we go. I can't really zoom in. But yeah, we can see here, we have limit is creator of J.Ison, limiter is streamer for Twitch chat, and this relationship here between limit, me, and Twitch chat didn't exist before, but we just created this. So this will work. Dirt is peak. Now my only concern is how on earth is J.Ison gonna know how to make these queries? Or how on earth is the MCP model gonna know how to make these queries in order to manage this? And how's it gonna query through this to begin with? Huh. I guess that's something we'll figure out. Let's just delete everything for now. Match N, delete N. Not delete node 1 as it still has relationships. And delete everything. Delete everything. Detach delete. Boom. Now we should have nothing. Yep. No changes, no records. All right. So now that we have a server running, right, on this URL here, we can go over to our MCP server and actually set it up here. Now, what do we have to do to set this up? Preview. Okay. MCP, this is talking about MCP. This is the cloud hosting versus our own. That's fine. MCP server leverages Neo4j's graph database capabilities to create an interconnected knowledge base that serves as an external memory system. Through Cipher queries, it allows the exploration and retrieval of stored information, relationship analysis between Okay. Graph schema. We have memory, we have relationship. A node representing an entity of a name, type, and observations. Relationship is a relationship between two entities with a type. Yeah, okay, so that's basically what we were playing around with before, right? the nodes and then the actual edges. Now usage. Let's add some memories. I, Michael, living in Dresden, Germany, work at Neo4j, which is headquartered in Sweden with my colleagues Andreas and Oscar. I work in product management. Okay, so this is a blurb talking about Michael, and hopefully the LLM ends up storing into this knowledge graph information about Michael living in Dresden, Germany, and working for whatever the fuck, working as a product manager for Neo4j. Okay. Results in Claude calling the create utilities and create relations tool. Let's add some memories. I'll help you with that. Okay, it created entities with name, Michael, person, observation is that they live in Dresden and works in Neo4j. And we did a bunch of stuff. So this graph here, we have, where is Michael? Michael lives in Dresden, located in Germany, and works at Neo4j. Okay. But it doesn't say any... Are the observations the relationships? I guess so. So, unlike other... No. I was gonna say, unlike other graph databases that we've looked at, it doesn't seem like they're storing observations inside of the node. But the article that we did read about what a graph database is was from Neo4j or Neo4j. So it seems like I can't get the full picture of what the actual output here is, but it seems like the observations are being used to create these edges as opposed to being more metadata for within a node. And I guess these observations are like their own kind of... No, they're relationships between different objects because you have Dresden, you have Germany, you have Sweden. These are all objects, right? But then there's relationships. And these relationships encompass the actual observation? I guess so. Okay. The server offers these core tools. And we have these core tools here and the APIs for the MCP client to use. That's all normal MCP stuff. Okay, cool. Let's try and use this inside of... Where's our old MCP client? Probably an old, right? Old MCP final? Main to main. Which one had my MCP client, MCP server, get details, get responses, yes. Okay, this one's the one, MCP final. Let's move you out into testing. And Neo4j memory, we need to finish setting you up because we need to set up the configuration. Alternatively, you can set the environment variables, which has Neo4j URL, username, password. Okay. Let me put these into my environment folder alongside all of my other tokens and stuff. I can't show that or else I'm gonna leak stuff all over again. But I'll be back in a minute. Neo4j URL, Neo4j username, and Neo4j password. This URL was from the dashboard, what I showed earlier. This is Neo4j localhost 7687. Right, yes. Username, that's default. And password was the new one I just set. Okay, that's all set. Cool. Okay. I did close it, right? Yes, I did close it. Okay. So we set these up inside my environment folder, and we need to make use of it inside of MCP final here. So for MCP final, I do need to install these other requirements, I guess for now. So let's cd into this project and install it into this new environment. Shouldn't take too long because UV is so fast. Oh my god, I love this thing. And now we can come into main and let's edit it. We're not going to be using internet or memories. We're simply going to be using our Neo4j memory. What is this? I just want to figure out which one is the real one. This one was trying to make use of MPX. This one was invalid. This one was... Okay, I think this is the correct one. Okay, let's take internet params, server params. I swear we had one that generalized it for all MCP clients. Maybe this is generalizing for all MCP clients already, because it seems like it. It seems like the integration I already have inside of Project JAI Sim. So we just need a new set of parameters. We'll comment these out, actually. Memory server param. This one will be new. Current working directory is going to be the Neo4j repository. And this is going to run what is this going to be running? This is using UVX? UVX. Okay, it's going to be using UVX. UVX. UVX, and then MCP Neo4j, this thing. Okay. This should be good. We make use of this where? Down, not there. That's all commented out. Huh. MCP server append, self params. Oh, okay. It's here that we actually want to add it to. Not up here. These ones can just be deleted. And the rest of these can also be commented out because we don't need to test these right now. You could always test with one of the other MCP servers if you don't know which one. You can always test with one of the other MCP servers if you don't know which one. Yeah, but I recognize this structure, so I don't think we need to do that right now. And I think that should be it. That should be all we need to do. So if I were to run this now, Python source/main. Because it shouldn't be too hard to install and connect the MCP in, because all MCP servers are pretty much just drag and drop and then set up the standard IO parameters. Let's see, initializing session. Inputs. Okay, what did we find here? Okay. Wait, we got it. We got a bunch of stuff here. We got details of all the tools that it has available to it. And then we have the tooling prompt. You are calling tools, blah, 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 blah. This is a long ass prompt. Below is a list of tools available to you. You have create entities, you have add observations, create relations. These have the description, so create multiple new entities in the graph, create multiple new relationships between entities in a knowledge graph, and then it has the actual JSON format in which it should follow. So this all looks to be good. Let's actually try the example that they had inside of the README here with, I forgot who's his name. Michael. Let's try this out. Paste. Let's add some memories. Oops. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. Because I forgot that this is separated by new lines. I want this all to be one thing. All right, paste, run. Now, hopefully, we should see a graph be formed inside of our database. So, event loop closed. What happened? Okay. Wait. This looks promising, though. Where is my input? Input, here we go. Input, and then we got tool calls. These are the tool calls that we got. So we created entities with Michael as a person, nice. And their observation is that they live in Dresden, Germany, and they work at Neo4j, and that they work in product management. Okay, we also have another entity, Andreas, and they live in Cambridge, UK, works at Neo4j, and are developer relations. Oscar, same thing, and then we have other objects like Dresden, Germany, and this is a location with no observations. And we have Cambridge, UK, this is also another location. Gothenburg, Sweden, this is another location, blah, 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 blah. And then we're creating relationships. So, okay, each person has their list of observations, but then they also have an additional list of relations being created. So we have between Michael and Dresden, Germany being the relationship of lives in. Okay. Non-type has no attribute span. Right, okay. That is just a problem with my implementation. I can fix that really quickly. Tooling prompt input. When we get the input, we get the actual tooling calls. We split it by new lines, and for each of the new lines, if match.span, if match is none, then we just continue. That's it. I don't know if I catch that bug inside of the original or inside of Project AI. I'll need to go back and check that, but that's okay. So let's try this again. I can see this being a problem once we have a much larger graph where the AI might not be able to get a good grasp of the entire graph in its context window because there is so much going on, or the graph is just too big to even fit in the context window. That can also be a problem. Oh, okay, we finished. The memories has successfully been added to your knowledge graph. So if we come back over and let's say match n, return n, we should now see a graph. Okay, we have Neo4j. Oh, but no relations. No relations, no relations, no relations. I mean, they're there. We have 4 for memory. We have 1 for company. Bro, 1Password, please stop. Properties, names. We have a list of observations, but we don't have the actual relationships between them. Did that even... Oh, because it didn't add it. It only created the entities, which can be a problem. This is a potential problem that I was thinking about that could occur because we are letting an AI control everything, right? It didn't end up creating the relationships this time around, and that might simply be because of my prompt, to be honest. But last time it did create it, this time it didn't. That's just up to the nature of AI being non-deterministic and stuff. It got the observations right, but it's not going to be like exactly as we wanted it, right? So we have that there. Can you tell me where Michael works? Okay, let's see. Let's see. So search nodes query Michael. This is taking a long time to get back with. Do we get logs here or something? Oh, yeah, that took so long to find. Okay, there seems to be an error when trying to access the knowledge graph to find information about Michael's workplace. We got client error, Neo client error, procedure called failed. And you're an assistant trying to answer the user's question. You'll be given a user's question under the header question. Okay, no, that's me. Below is a list of all available contexts and descriptions. Create entities. Create multiple new entities. Create none of that's fine. What is this? Role system, user, and then response. Illegal state. Search nodes caused by illegal states. Expected index to come online within a reasonable time. So it just timed out. Okay, if it timed out, how can I see the logs of this thing? Today, match end, match 25. Let's clear that and try again. Or actually, let's just try that again. Let's see if we get a query in. If not, then let's retry. Let's empty the graph and then retry creating the graph. This will probably time out again, because there seems to be a problem with querying this current graph. So that failed. We got no query history available to us. Let's try creating the graph again. Alright, that was quick. Did we get a query request in here? No, we did not. How can I see all the history for this? This was updated recently. Type, no observations, and name. With 0 relationships. It did not create any relationships again. It did not. Maybe it's just a problem in my tooling prompt. Not okay, because one thing I noticed is that my tooling prompt has a tendency to just only use one tool and not multiple. So maybe I should try and like let the AI know that it can and should use multiple tools to try and fulfill a job. So you are calling tools from a user input to enrich a role-playing response. Inputs only reply with the appropriate tools and nothing else. Do use multiple tools to get the best results. Let's see if that does anything for us. So let's try to micro prompt. Okay. Did it do multiple? We have tool calls, create entities. But that's it. We only created entities again. Like, we aren't creating relationships. Delete relations. Create relation, create entities, create relations. Let's create some memories. What did I miss? You broke things, huh? Well, no. It actually works perfectly. Well, as perfectly as the AI will get it to work, right? It is creating memories and nodes and stuff, but for some reason, my AI is refusing to do a tool call as well to create the relationships. So our graph kind of looks like this, but we have no relationship between these guys when there really should be. It did it on the first call, but not on subsequent calls. Maybe I should I don't want to have to adjust the temperature and whatever of the AI model, because really it shouldn't be. We just need a better prompt, I guess. Let's try changing it so it does create memories. Let's create some, what is it called? Let's create some entities and relationships. Yeah, that's just the nature of working with fucking LLMs, right? Non-determinism. We can't guarantee the fact that it will always nicely create a graph, especially with all of the appropriate connections and edges and all that stuff. Prompting is a pain? Yeah, it is a pain. But did it do it this time? The tool calls we got were create entities and create relations. So it did it this time because I specifically asked it to create some entities and relations. Now hopefully our graph should have its relations. Can I fucking hell. What? Okay, this relations one failed. Or maybe it just never ran. Maybe I never tested it with multiple tool calls. Source, Michael, target, Dresden. I mean, this should be good. But seems like there was a problem. And so, what do we have here? Syntax error. Syntax error, great. We can't trust it to make JSON either. God damn, okay. Role, user, so we have context. Create entities. Create entities, this one should have been fine. And then, yeah, this one had a problem. This is so unreadable. Germany, country, observations, none. All right, and then create relations. Syntax error. Invalid input in. Right. Yeah, okay, that's just prompting. That's just prompting on their end as well, which is even more of a pain. Because the input that we got was lives in, right? You cannot have this space. Also, oh, at the 286 character, there's an issue. Where does it say that? 200. This is 207. I don't know, but I know the error, this in error, this is to do with this one here, lives in, right? Lives in, we can't have this space here, I'm pretty sure, right? If I do create n person name limit, I do r lives in, and then this one again. This is basically what it's doing. This is basically what it's doing, unless if I can put quotations around this. Yeah, that's not gonna work, right? It can't be a quotation. So then if we get rid of the quotation and not have the underscore here, this is gonna be problematic. This is gonna be exactly the problem that we have here, right? Invalid input in, invalid input in. This is the exact problem that we're facing because the LLM isn't knowing that they should be single words, no spaces for relationship types, or yeah, for types. Oh. Which means you would need to make edits to the actual MCP model itself, which I guess for testing we can do, but like it's so annoying that we have to do that. Create relations, or where is the descriptors for all of them? I would assume down here. Name of an entity, Create multiple new relations in a knowledge graph, and relations should be in active voice. As a single word. No spaces. We need something like this in here. Otherwise, it's going to try and create 2 words for a type, which is not valid. No spaces, no spaces. We have to do this for everywhere we see type, right? Oh my god. And actually, the more I think about it, our MCP client should be iterative in that it should perform it should be able to perform a series of MCP tool calls, get back the result, and then decide whether it wants to continue making MCP calls or not. And so it would keep looping because it might need feedback or results from a previous tool call in order to make its next tool call. That's something I should add, actually, now that I think about it. It shouldn't be too hard to add, it's just a for loop. But then guaranteeing an exit, I guess we can have like a maximum depth of tool calls. I don't know, it might be overcomplicating at that point, but let's try running this again with those new prompts and see how this goes now. Hopefully it shouldn't try and put a space in the types anymore, and these queries should work properly. Let me run this. It probably, yeah, okay, we got fucking errors again. Oh my god. Create relations. That's not where it needs to be. Create relations. Tool. Type. Properties. Relationship type. As a single word. No spaces. No spaces. Use underscore instead. Oh my god, these fucking things. I love how this is what technology has become. Yes. Technology has become trying to direct a fucking blind deaf 5-year-old to write your JSON for you. Your code works sometimes. Yes, non-deterministic code. We're still getting errors because create relationships works at. It's stupid. It doesn't want to put don't want to put underscores in place of works at. Like, as a single word, for example, don't say works in, say works in. For example, and wait, no, it should be different. This one is for relation type. And then this one is, you can use a different example, like, I don't know, stepfather, say stepfather. Hopefully, using an example should make it clear to it. Okay, hold on, let me check my Discord. What is this? No, nothing important. Right, come on. Will this work this time? Will you cooperate? Does not seem like it. Okay. It's still doing it. It's still you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my god. It's not. What is the prompt it's getting here? What is the prompt for the tool calls? Delete relations. Create relations, create multiple, the relation should be an active voice, and should be put in the description. Okay, fuck it, we'll put it in the actual, like, description. So insert new entities into here. Types should be a single word without white space. Tell it if it doesn't do it, then bad things will happen to hungry AI. Threaten it with starvation. Relation should be an active voice. Relationship types should be a single word without white space. Okay, I've iterated it twice in your description. Work. Oh? That looked promising. We didn't get an error, it looks like. And if I come over to the graph here, no records, no changes. You're fucking kidding me. Did not create any relationships. It got scared and decided to not make a relationship. Ah, you fucker. Fuck you. Try again. And there was an error that time. Oh my god. Why? Why are you so adamant on this? Works at. This is so annoying, man. I'm just getting it to fucking work. Because we have open nodes, we have find nodes, we have search nodes, we read graph. Delete observations, delete relations, add observations, create relations. Creates multiple new relationships between entities in the knowledge graph. Should be an active voice. No, oh wait, did I not save? No, I did save. But oh, my changes aren't appearing in the server. And you know why? Oh, I know why. Because it's not using the server file directly. It is using it's using MCP to start it up. So I need—
There's no audio!
Yeah, there is audio, buddy. So I need to actually come back to this project folder and reinstall it. Or, actually no, I should just come here and reinstall it. Ew. Okay, if I do server init, whatever. Copy pass, cd here, conda activate, testing, Neo4j,
What did you say?
and pip install, oh wait, no, uv pip install -- force reinstall dots. Hey Limit, what are you working on today? We are checking out Neo4j, aka a graph database for relational knowledge. What the fuck is this? Access is denied? Pydantic. Access is denied. What do you mean access is denied? What if I just do a normal pip install? Seems to be better. Oh, what the fuck? Pydantic. There's a problem with Pydantic. No metadata.
Hey
found.
Limit, could you maybe and should you I think just get good?
Okay, buddy. Why? Can I just do... No, I can just do a force reinstall with no dependencies. There we go. Now I should be able to run this again, and it should have my changes. Cannot import Pydantic core. Why? Why did Pydantic core just break? What? Pydantic core metadata. How did this break? Okay, hold on. I am going to delete and reinstall or pip uninstall Pydantic. Yes. Okay. Reinstall. Sounds complicated. It's just a complicated sounding term. In reality, it's just a database with a different kind of structure. What? Oh my god. Pip install Pydantic. What is wrong with you? Could not install package due to OS error. There is no such file or directory. Conda ems. We're gonna go and manually delete it. Come here, buddy. Your days are numbered. Where is that? Testing lib. What, libs or lib? Testing Neo4j. Oh wait, no, lib. Site packages. And Pydantic core. Pydantic core -233.2.dist info / metadata is missing. View hidden. No hidden. Yeah, there's literally nothing here. Okay, well, I am uninstalling you and uninstalling Pydantic core. Skipping Pydantic is not installed. Are you kidding me? Okay, fine. delete everything related to Pydantic. Okay, delete. Pip install Pydantic, please. Okay, wait. There we go. Oh, pip install dot. Fine. Okay, that's all installed now. There we go. On this. Seems to all be good now. Okay, what do we have here? Inside of search nodes, no, delete observations, add observations, create relations. Relations should be an active voice. Huh? It didn't retain my information again. Because for relation type, it didn't have anything additional. Pip install dot py project source Neo4j main dependencies Neo4j server list tool, list stuff, list information, Marina listing information. Okay, let me uninstall the MCP server stuff. So MCP Neo4j memory, delete, and reinstall. Building wheel, created wheel. Oh, I think this is using the cached version, no? How can I force it to rebuild? Can I not? Okay, you know what? Let's see first. Wait, did it have that? No, it doesn't. I don't even see it inside of here. How do I refresh this? How do I refresh this page? How the fuck? Oh, okay. Oh, yes. MCP Neo4j. Double click this. What do we have here? This has create multiple new entities. It has it. Why is it not describing it correctly? I thought this was how we would describe it. Hold on. What are we giving it? The Neo4j memory at 015. Is this not it? Is this not 015? 015, no? Like, it literally says types should be single words without this white space, but it doesn't say that up here. Create multiple new entities in the knowledge graph. There's only one. There's only one instance of it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Unless there's like a compiled version, but I don't see how that's possible. Wheel? I deleted you. PyCache. These were just created though. How do I run this? Let's get M stuff. Neo4j password, Neo4j server in here. Maybe it's registered as a... Here, let's upgrade this actually. 016, and we'll change you to 016 as well. Now pip install -u dot. There we go, successfully installed a new version. Let us try this out. There's no way it'll be different now, right? There's no way there's a mismatch. There's no way we can possibly build from a cached build with a new version like this. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Oh my god, man, why is it taking so long? I'm gonna be fucking 80 by the time this thing boots. I guess while that's running, I'll just start a new playlist. Did it crash or something? How could it possibly crash? 016 UVX. That's crazy. Okay. You know what? You know what? Fine. Stop you. What if I do python./init source/, or what if I do this? /source. Can't find main. Module. If I do init /mcp Neo4j memory, can't find a main module. Or if we do init, relative imports not possible with no known parents. Huh? If I do UVX on it, UVX. Try to run UV run. UV run. Attempted relative import on unknown parents. Can I just run server as is? Do I need... Probably do need it. Yeah, I do need this. Optional expose the important items at package level. Main, you have server. How do I run this thing? Docker image, test. Did you fix it yet? No, I have not fixed it. Well, I fixed the imports, but this thing, I don't know how to fucking run this properly. And I guess I've already made the change. Let's just fucking... Let's just do this. Hold on. From MCP Neo4j memory import server. Let's just do that. Then rename this to be main. Now if we do python / source, this should run. Yep. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, if that ran, all right, because we do need to run main here. If name is equal to main, and we can run main. Neo client security error. The client is unauthorized due to authentication failure. Oh, right. No, that is right because these are the incorrect defaults, right? Right? OS get env. Yes, that is the incorrect defaults. And that should be fixed if we run it through our client instead. And our client, instead of this will be Python, this will be /source, the current working directory will be there, and let's just run this. This will have the correct environment variables to authenticate and log in now. And this should hopefully work. There we go. Okay. And now we should end up seeing our new updated prompts with create entities. Types should include only, types should be a single word without white space. Perfect. Now, if I do the Michael prompt, we're gonna get an error. Seems like a no. Okay, you see works at has an underscore. Okay. And we did do create entities and create relations. Whew. Okay. Now, if I come over to the graph, let's check out the relations. We have this. Okay. We have our 3 boys working at Neo4j, and we have their observations listed here. Let's clear this graph. Match n, delete n. Detach, delete. Oh my god, please. Here we go. Deleted everything, so if we look at it now, we have nothing, right? If I run this again, we should get a new graph. Now the graph will look kind of different every single time, but that's okay. We don't need it to be perfect. Now if I click on this, we have our graph, but no relationships. Are you fucking kidding me? Why don't you create relationships? Oh my god. God. And it has no history, so it doesn't know how to connect them all together. And that's another thing. We need to make this iterative so that it can perform a search on a graph in a new session. So it has context as to what kind of types and relationships there are already existing in there. Although, Yeah, right? Lux. Wait, Lux, you're here, right? When I'm doing an initial search or inserting something new, do I need to do a search beforehand to see what kind of types and stuff I have in there? Or is that automatically provided? I'm not here. All right, my bad. This time, it refuses to create entities. Do again. Wait, explain again. Okay, so like, imagine I have a graph, an existing graph, right? And I start a new chat session with my LLM. I want this LLM to insert into this graph, just like following the same structure and the same types that already exist in there. Do I have to perform a search query beforehand or a description query beforehand and use the results of that in my subsequent request, tooling request? What do you mean by types? Like like the labels, right? Person, location. See here, we have type company, we have type person, right? If I want this to be consistent and it to continue using like these types, then I should be performing a query of some sort to see what available types I have, right? And what available relationships I have, or like entities and stuff like that. What does it do when it tries to create a node that already exists? It just replaces it. I believe it replaces it, right? If I do this query again, oh shit. It looks like it replaces it. I don't see multiple. Yeah, it does replace it. Because I only see one of each guy here. God, why won't you create relationships? Oh, that's why. Hold on. Let's add some memories and create relationships. Do it. So you might be okay, but you might have issues with casing and small variations. How much will it affect it if there are variations? Like if I say, oh, works in versus employee at. I guess it wouldn't really make a difference because you're using an AI to navigate it anyways, right? Like it is still semantically searching through each of the relationships, I would assume. Okay, so this time we got create entities and create relations. And there was no errors this time, so if I recreate this, boom, click, okay. Wait. Okay, look at our graph. Okay, that's a sick looking graph. Hold on. We have Neo4j and a bunch of employees with Sweden being the location of the office. Okay, wait, this is cool. How does this compare to theirs? Theirs is over here. And their graph looks something like this. Okay, our graph is a little bit more detailed. What is this? The works in developer relation and lives in Cambridge, UK. Woo! Look at that. That's cool. But it still also has the observations list in here, which is good. If you're running in background, speed doesn't really matter. I guess so. For insertion, speed doesn't really matter, but for navigation, it would be, right? Because you're using the results of that query for searching, for example. So, okay, wait. Now that we have that graph here, let us say, what is Michael's job? Now, it shouldn't have any history of what I previously gave to it, but let's see what we get from this query, if it even works. Because last time it failed to work for some reason. So we did a query for Michael. We do have a Michael node in here. I don't think it's gonna work. What's the structure for doing a query? We have create entities, create relations, add observations, delete entities, delete observations, delete relations, read graph, search nodes, and this is the input schema. Type, object, properties, query, and that's just the query. Okay. We got back in a legal state. Failed to invoke procedure, DB index full text query nodes. It doesn't show us the history of requests into it in general. But, okay. Is there a query function here? We have read, we have match, we have oh, you know what it's probably doing? Hold on, let's look at the source code really quick. For a search node, when we do search nodes, we do memory search nodes with argument get query, and this is here, right? This is here, self load graph using query. So I'm assuming it's not using a valid query. We get a query, filter query, or do we use filter query, filter, or filter query? Self driver, this call, query, filter, search. Execute query. Okay, let's try this. Let's copy paste this over, but let's replace filter with Michael. So, Michael. This is not going to yield anything, is it? Full text query node search. Okay, while that's running and eventually going to fail, let's take a look at the README and see what it's supposed to look like. I mean, they don't show it. Okay, never mind. It should be valid, right? Search nodes, string, query, search query matching names, types, observations. Fail to invoke caused by illegal state, unreasonable time. Return collect distinct. Yield node as entity. Score, optional return collect, How's this supposed to work? What if I say company? Because that's a type. This is also not gonna work. Let's check out the issues. Neo4j server, 4j server, missing doctor, VX light, read graph tool should be more efficient. Cannot connect. Error train dynamic creation. Consolidate those two. Cannot connect. Having trouble with clock. Create instance. Wait for connection. Server read graph fails. Wait, what? Where is it? Where was that one I was just looking at? Looks like tool read graph not working. Yeah, I need to fix it. Oh. This is relatively new. It's of a repository, it looks like. But yeah, it seems like this query is just not working correctly. Optional match entity relationship other. Press nose and optional match that as relations. TV index full text query nodes. How the fuck does this work? Okay, call. Call procedure. DB labels. DB indexed full text. Query node. Search company. Subqueries in transactions. Call no. Bro, I have no idea what the fuck this function even does. Functions, DB, full text query nodes. Okay, this is Cypher, right? This language is called Cypher. Neo4j, how to call DB this thing on a node subset instead of doing a search on every node in the database. So I have the following data model, and then you do something like this. Search filter. My org index. Okay, I have no clue how this search thing works, or this company thing is being used. Something. If I want to fuzzy search on a name, I have to write the following. Do I even have an index? How does this indexing work? Search index, pre-filtered query. Search sheet. Lux, do you understand how this query nodes thing works? What parameters it takes? No. Okay. Full text indexes. Alright, what the fuck are you? So, create a full text index. I have to create an index for this thing. Oh. What? Is there not one already created? Search nodes, find nodes, search all. I made the AI do it for me. Man. Okay, wait. So this is create a full text index on a relationship type and property combination. Is this not done by default? I recommend to give it index a name when it's created. If no name is given, cipher search without index. Cause like, okay, let's try this, but with a star. Maybe this can do something. I mean, we can try this and then just a bare star after. That doesn't seem like it's gonna work. And then that's also invalid. How to find Neo4j not using index? Okay, fine. Let's just create an index and we'll create it on name, or where's our graph? Name in relationship. Name and type. Type. So we need to create full text index. It is recommended to give the index a name when it is created. If not created, a random one will be assigned. The create full text index command is optionally idempotent. This means that its default behavior is to throw an error if an attempt is made to create a same index twice. Okay. Create name for let's do this. Let's just copy and paste this. I don't want to bother trying to learn that. Create index will call you search on can I just do it for all? Do I specifically need to? Okay, wait, no. I don't need to scope this. I can just say for all n. For each n dot type. And name. Type name. Do I need to give a scope on this? Please don't tell me I need to give a scope on this. I need to give a scope on it. Okay. Oh my god, man. I don't want to give this a scope. Is the thing. Can I say nodes are all nodes or something? Or star? Can I put a star here? No. We have departments, we have fucking, oh my god, location, memory. Oh, let's just say memory, with that. Memory. There already exists an index called search. So we have an index called search. Okay, what can I see is inside of that index? Query nodes, search. Node graph. Name. My nodes. Names or name. Michael. Let's try this. Will we get anything off of this? Like, I don't know why this query just is never returning. So this creates a full text index, if not exists, on each of name, type, observations. Where does this get used? This gets used when initializing, right? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So that makes sense. That creates search index, that's fine. So I don't understand why I can't do a full text query on this. Expected index to come online within a reasonable time. Let's just search this. Neo4j, Neo4j. The index doesn't get created until the transaction is committed or completed, and the transaction is not marked as complete until the index comes online. So you're stuck in a deadlock error. You also need to end your try block with txss to tell the database to commit the transaction. But I don't have a transaction. Why? Doesn't look like I'm in a transaction. in their attempt, they did this transaction. We don't have that transaction. Now this search query already exists. Next doesn't actually the transaction is completed, committed, and the transaction is not represented until next. So you're stuck in a deadlock. You also need to try and end your block. Check success to the database transaction rather than roll it back. Stuck in a deadlock. Stuck in a deadlock. Just split the index creation and the waiting into two separate transactions. Just creates its index and then it waits for it to be online in the same transaction. So that's his problem. That's his deadlock problem. But what's the problem here? Neo4j driver, execute query. Oh my god, man. Great folder. What do you do? I'm gonna check what kind of queries or what kind of indices I have. Cipher list indexes. How can I show the indexes? Show indexes. Show all indexes. Show indexes. Show indexes. Okay, here's a problem. We have two online indexes. This arbitrary one, and we have search, which is in the middle of populating. Why is it stuck trying to populate this one? Neo4j index stuck populating. Or you know what? Let's just delete it. How do I delete an index? Drop index. Drop index if exists. Search. There's a problem with it, isn't there? Yeah, there's most definitely a problem with this one. Oh my god, man. This isn't even running. Okay, you know what? Can we restart this server? Disconnect instance. Okay, we don't have that index anymore. So let's try and create it. Or let's first drop all of the information first. We first drop all of that information, but it's stuck. Of course, fucking course it's stuck. Oh my god, what the hell has happened to the server? You know what, let's just restart the server. I don't know why I got so stuck. Started. Connect to a new one. Go, connected. No active database. Missing database connection. Oh. There we go. No records to be found. And show indices. Nothing there. Let us manually create this index. There we go, created. Now if I do show indices, it is online, it is not stuck populating. Let us ask the LLM to create some memories and some relationships. We got our relationship and our entities created. Should be working at the moment. Okay, now if I on show indexes again, is it stuck populating? No, it's not. If I okay, if I show the graph now, what the fuck is this? Colleague of colleague. This is a weird ass graph, but sure. Graph nonetheless. Now, if I were to do a query on this now, are we gonna fail? Where's, yes. let's run this query again. But we're going to filter for all. Okay, it worked this time. So let's ask the LLM, where does Michael work? Michael works at Neo4j. Okay. What else do we have inside of the observations for Michael? We only have that they live inside of Dresden and that they work in product management, right? It never had the observation that it works for Neo4j. But what about, let's ask for the colleagues. Who are Michael's colleagues? I don't know how to spell colleagues. Oscar and Andreas. Okay, wait, that's good. That's good. Now let's try running this prompt again to insert the same memories and relationships, and let's see if this is what ended up crashing our system or crashing our index. So that's complete. If I show the graph again, it looks exactly the same. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. We only have the 4 nodes and they're all like weirdly connected to each other. But show indexes. Is this working fine or is this stuck populating? No, I don't know why it got stuck. Maybe because of maybe because originally we had the problem where it was trying to add a space in the relationship, which caused that syntax error, which probably was the reason why it got stuck trying to index it, which is kind of stupid. It should have stopped trying to index and abort that was the case. What if you tell it new info to add to the observations? Make a note that Michael is a Jay Eisen fan. Michael's my #1 fan. All right, what did we do? Search nodes. It's search nodes. It didn't add it. It just searched a node. And I can confirm that by looking at Michael here. Yeah, okay. Make an observation that Michael is a J.A. Eisen fan. Add observation. Wow, Michael is a J.A. Eisen fan. What does Michael like? Michael likes J.A. Eisen. Wow. But no. I'm pretty sure the reason why the index got stuck populating previously was because we had that error where our types had a space inside of them, which ended up causing a deadlock in that index, which is a problem that we need to be concerned about or need to be wary about. And I'm not too sure how to avoid that because I don't think transactions will actually help with that. Right? Or no, maybe transactions will help with that. I'm not sure. All I do know though is, well, actually no, that we can save that for a different stream. I was going to add like the recursive MCP tool calling, but that's kind of unrelated. Let's kind of add to this graph a little bit more. What should we say? Limits and J.A.Ison are Twitch streamers and VTubers. J.A.Ison is actually an AI VTuber created by Limits. They are both co-streaming to their Twitch chats. Let's see what kind of graph this creates. Okay, creates entities, creates relationships. Now let's see what we have here. Okay, we have two separate graphs. We have one for the Neo4j guys, and then we have one for me and J.A.Ison. Oh, what the fuck is this? Co-streaming. Yes, we co-stream with each other. I created J.A.Ison, and we have this relationship. Notice that Twitch chat isn't actually part of this relationship. But what if I were to ask it, who does Twitch chat watch? I ask it about an entity that isn't in the graph. Twitch chat. It ends up returning entities, limits, as a Twitch streamer, and J.A.Ison also has a Twitch streamer. And then they turned more information about it, the observations, so that's okay, I guess. But I feel like once we start adding more entities, this might become less and less accurate or less and less relevant. Because there isn't really much of a relevancy score here. Well, at least I don't think so. I'm not really too sure how it works under the hood and how it kind of ranks each of these observations or these query results. I don't know. This seems pretty good though. We might have to fine-tune it a little bit, kind of like how we had to fine-tune the prompts of the server a little bit in order to avoid the whole space errors and all that stuff. We will need to make edits to this MCP server. Maybe I'll even like contribute that into their repository because this wasn't like an actual error inside of their program. But I guess for now, this is okay. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. We got some good work done. We managed to get Neo4j working, storing memory and also recalling memory pretty well. We did a couple fixes for the Neo4j, and I think this holds promise in terms of at least a better version of a lore book, if anything. This is probably not going to scale very well when it comes to long-term memory, and I think we're still going to stick with vector databases for that. But I think this is a good alternative for much more handcrafted knowledge. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be all for today. I'll see you all again next week, where next stream is going to be J.A.Ison's solo stream, I believe so. And hopefully her models should be finished training by now, both her voice and her new personality. But until then, I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your days, and goodbye.